Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. It is match day live. We are looking at Arsenal Brentford. The team news is out. No Martin Odegaard, but the good thing is Thomas Partey is back. That means we shall wait a little bit longer to go with the same lineup we used in the first 5 games of the season. Now, listen, it is not a bad lineup. There is no Zinchenko. There is no Martin Odegaard, but it is not a bad lineup. Look, I've seen a couple of people scared. I've seen a couple of people already reacting on Twitter. They don't trust the lineup. But in my opinion, that's the advantage. That's the advantage. That is the good thing of having squad depth. That is why you need 2 good players per position. So Fabio Vieira starts in for Martin Odegaard. Thomas Partey is back in midfield, and Kieran Tierney continues to start over Alexander Zinchenko. I'm going to be sharing all the team news around this one. Now, let's get into the Arsenal lineup. This is how we started out. Aaron Ramsdale is in goal. Kieran Tierney, Gabriel Magalhaes, Ben White, William Saliba, Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, Fabio Vieira, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus. That is the starting 11 Mikel Arteta has decided to go for. The surprises, I think the only surprise here is Martin Odegaard. Now, I will confirm with I'll confirm from The Athletic. David Ornstein has confirmed that yesterday he did train with the team, but he's picked up a slight knock in training today, and that is why Martin Odegaard is not included in the squad today. And then, of course, Alexander Zinchenko did pick up an injury. It's kind of serious injury. It's a calf muscle injury. That is why he's not included in the team today. There is nothing other than that. The Brentford team that has been announced by Thomas Frank, quite the usual, what we were expecting. A few changes as well. So this is how they line up. David Raya is in goal. Aaron Hickey, Christopher Ayer, Pontus Jansson, Ben Mee, Rico Henry, Vitaly Yannet, Josh Da Silva, Matthias Jensen, Brian Mbeumo, and Ivan Toney. So I think with Brentford, they will be missing Christian Nørgaard in midfield. Very important player for them. I think. Listen, I don't know if this is a tactical. I don't know if this is a tactical change, because Thomas Frank is a very, very big tactician, but that is something to rejoice for. So Christian Nørgaard is not in. He's decided against playing Mikkel Damsgaard as well. And then up top, Brian Mbeumo, Ivan Toney. That is the duo that we're going to be seeing. They will be lacking Johan Wissa. So they don't have Johan Wissa, and they don't have Christian Nørgaard. Wow. So big changes to both lineups, but I think nothing changes in terms of the quality that we're expecting from this game. Nothing changes when it comes to the contest and how strong is it it is going to be, and how interesting it's going to be. So with Arsenal, what is the system we are expecting? It is a 4-2-3-1 system. Nothing changes. Like I said, Kieran Tierney is going to be playing as at left back, but he's going to be playing more as an inverted fullback. So literally, what Alexander Zinchenko has been giving us, that is what Kieran Tierney is expected to be playing. To be playing like. Ben White has been passed fit and named in the starting lineup. So Ben White at right back. At left back is Kieran Tierney, centre back, Saliba, and Gabriel Magalhaes. I'm quite happy that we've maintained the same kind of centre back partnership for now 7 games. One of the things that I'm afraid of is a centre back partnership that doesn't communicate, a centre back partnership that doesn't believe in each other, a centre back partnership that is not quite comfortable with each other. That is one scary thing you don't want to see. And with this Arsenal side, what we've seen, Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, they have the communication, they trust each other, they believe in each other. So the fact that we've kept them together, even in this game, is quite amazing. Now, I expect William Saliba to be dealing with Brian Mbeumo, because Mbeumo is the guy that spins in behind, runs off the shoulders, and creates a lot of problems with his pace. Gabriel Magalhaes doesn't have the pace, so you expect him to be dealing with Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney is kind of a target man, a board. We've talked about this in the Brentford preview on how to beat Brentford. So they will try to use Ivan Toney as the target man, as the board. So you want every challenge, aerial, ground challenge, you want to be equal to that guy because he's deadly. He's absolutely deadly. What he offers Brentford is they can throw that ball, they can kick that ball 30 yards up front, 20 yards up, in front, and then when he holds the ball for them, it allows them to advance and transition high up the pitch. So it's literally that kind of quick transition that he offers for Brentford. So we need to stop that. And Gabriel Magalhaes is the guy. He needs to hit the ball perfectly, correctly today, and then he also needs to win every ground duel against Ivan Toney. He can be a nightmare for strikers. He's strong. He can be a little bit fast. Has that kind of speed, and then he's very intelligent. If we can go back and rewatch that game, that fourth goal against Manchester United, the goal that was scored by Bryan Mbeumo, the pass, the quality of the pass, how precise the pass is. Bryan Mbeumo knows Ivan Toney is going to play that pass. But what is so interesting is that Ivan Toney plays the pass, as if it was a match made in heaven. So the communication, the understanding between Ivan Toney and Bryan Mbeumo must be stopped. I said that in the preview, and I'm going to say this again. Now, so that is the center-back partnership, and that is what they have to do. Stop Bryan Mbeumo from spinning in behind and using a lot of pace. I think Ben White is going to have a busy evening, a very, very busy evening, because Mbeumo is one of the very, I think, one of the very underrated, forwards in the Premier League. I think he's been basked under the shadow of Ivan Toney. The fact that Toney is English, he's had this English England call up, and he's scoring goals, and he's come from the Championship and still scoring goals. It just takes away all the credit Bryan Mbeumo should be getting. But to be honest, this Brentford side thrive both on Ivan Toney being a target man and Mbeumo's speed. He's a devil in terms of running in behind. So let's say this. Ben White has to stop Bryan Mbeumo. William Saliba has to use his pace and speed as well to stop Bryan Mbeumo. And then the other thing we have to do is to make sure that Ivan Toney doesn't spin in behind. Kieran Tierney on the other side. If we look at how Brentford are going to be using, they really use a lot of wide areas. So Rico Henry and Aaron Hickey, I said this in the preview, Rico Henry and Aaron Hickey are going to be key players to stop in this game. And when I say key players, I literally don't mean they are going to score or they're going to create chances, but they're players that really create problems for you right from minute 1 to minute 90. They will create problems. They're a very, very dangerous side. So let's look at the lineup again for Brentford. That is how they are lining up. This is how they're lining up. But I want to mention a few. I want to mention a few tactical changes that Thomas Frank has decided to go for. So listen, Josh Da Silva is playing where Johan Wissa should be playing, right? And then Matthias Jansen, Potas Jansson is playing in midfield, replaced by Ayer. I mean, this is not how they literally line up. He has stayed with a 4-3-3 formation. Mikel Arteta has gone with a 4-3-3 formation as well. But one thing you're going to see here is Potas Jansson is going to be the deep guy. He's going to be playing as the midfield pace. He's shifted him from centre back to midfield. That's going to create problems for Arsenal, especially in terms of breaking through, that Brentford setup. But then look at those two, Aaron Hickey and Rico Henry. That is the width. Those are the two players that provide Brentford with all the width in the world they need. And those are the two players for me to stop in this game. Stop Aaron Hickey, stop Rico Henry, from advancing high up the pitch. That is number one, and also stop those deadly and quality crosses from coming into the penalty area, because we all know the quality Aaron Hickey provides. We all know the quality Rico Henry provides in those wide areas. If you can stop them, that is part one of the assignment. Part two, like I said, it is Ivan Toney, it is Brian Bemo, and Josh Da Silva. Because what Thomas Frank does, and this is where it becomes so difficult, his players are always going to shift inside. His front three is always going to shift inside. So they will try to narrow us down. Kieran Tierney and Ben White, they'll try to narrow us down. And when they do that, you'll find a lot of space for Aaron Hickey and Rico Henry to spin in behind. So there's going to be a lot of tracking back from Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. That should be done. No ball watching today. This is a quality side in a very, very quality, a very quality opposition in a very important game today. So Saka, Martinelli, they must be tracking back very well. That is number one. But then also they must be making sure that they're going up front to make sure that Aaron Hickey and Rico Henry are pinned back. So look, defensively, that is all much we have to do. Stop those four, and then we'll be all right, or those five, and then we'll be all right. The midfield, we played a midfield three. Thomas Partey is back, thank the heavens. Xhaka and Fabio Vieira. Now, I thought it was going to play 4-2-3-1 system, but it looks like a 4-3-3. Fabio Vieira is a player, and I say this in my match reaction after the FC Zurich game. Fabio Vieira thrives better and more in a free role rather than in pockets of space. We saw it in the FC Zurich game. He's a player that literally doesn't work well in those small spaces. It doesn't work in those small pockets of space. In a 4-3-3 formation, you're always going to have that kind of guy that takes up the Kevin De Bruyne role, comes deep, drives the ball, loves to dribble, loves to create chances, looks for the forward passes, is going to shoot from range as well. That is Fabio Vieira. We talked about his basic attributes, and I think we'll do more of the analysis of these players when we go into the international break. But when we did the analysis on Fabio Vieira, one of the things I talked about was he's a player that loves to take a shot on goal. He's a player that loves to find those off-the-shoulder runs, but he doesn't do that in a more controlled environment. He does that in a rather more free environment. I think, just think about James Maddison. I was watching Leicester Tottenham yesterday, and I was just amused at how James Maddison continues to thrive, continues to be one of the best players in the Premier League, even when Leicester are at their worst. The reason is he's given that Rom Deuter role. He's given that free role to run around, maraud around, and just be the guy he wants to be. So Fabio Vieira, in my opinion, that is where he wants to play. That is the kind of guy that loves to spin, always spin, around, in those areas around the midfield. Allow him carry the ball. He's very, very good at dribbling. He's very good at long passes. Just allow him the space to run into. Think about Kovacic. Think about Toni Kroos. Think about Luka Modric. Think about that caliber of players. If you restrict Luka Modric to certain spaces and certain areas, you're literally not going to get anything from him, because that is not the guy. That is not how he loves to play. But the moment you allow him space, the moment you allow him that free role, he's definitely going to be a quality player. So our midfield, the creativity is going to come from Fabio Vieira. And I'm quite scared for him, because this is no game for you to make your full debut. This is no game for you to make your start in the Premier League away from home. Brentford are a very tricky side, well coached and well managed. I think, we've already seen the tactical change in this game. Potence Jansson coming into midfield, coming back into midfield, then Matthias Jensen and Janet. It only shows you that Thomas Frank is aware of the threat Arsenal possess. And I think, the game plan for him is going to be We either try to win the ball back high up the pitch against Arsenal if we can. If we cannot, we are definitely going to play a low block. And look, for me, they're a side that have that have a lot of quality both ways. They can play a low block and catch you on the break. They have the quality. They can play that long ball into Ivan Toney, hold up, just allow him hold the ball a little bit better. They can do anything. They're very, very quality side. So analyzing the midfield three, Fabio Vieira is going to be the creative mindset in that midfield. Xhaka and Thomas Partey will be dealing with all the donkey work. They're going to be dealing with all the spoils and all the aerial battles and the ground battles in midfield. So this is a game that can be won in midfield. But remember when we played them last campaign on opening day, yes, we were not at our best, but the tactics were they sat back and they let Arsenal play, right? All the goals they scored were courtesy of catching Arsenal on the break. If we look back at what Erik ten Hag did in that Manchester United game that we lost 3-1, same tactics. Sit back, allow Arsenal play, but don't allow them hurt you. Don't allow them play in your final third. And that is why whenever we played the ball for longer spans, it became boring because we never really infiltrated Manchester United's final third. So Brentford are almost a very, very similar team to Man United. The difference for me is that Brentford this season have a little bit more of quality than Manchester United. And quality, I don't mean they have expensive players. What I mean is they've been together for some time. They've been training together for some time. They played a whole season together. They don't have so many new players, and they've been with their manager for quite a lengthy period of time. So, literally, the basics and the norms and whatever you need to thrive in their system, they know it. They know which kind of passes they can make to hurt Arsenal. They know where every player is going to be. If you look at the new players in this system, I think you'll think about Aaron Hickey, signed from, I think, Bologna. Yeah. Then you think about Ben Mee from Burnley. Isn't it that? Isn't that? I think that's it. The rest of the team have been quite, uniform and united together for some time. So that is why Brentford poses a better threat other than Manchester United. Because United, yes, they do have so many players that are played together, but they're playing a new system. And that is why I expected Arsenal to beat Man United easily than beat Brentford. Because Brentford, they know each other. They've trained together. They eat together. They feed together. They sleep together. They know each other very well. So they are a little bit more solidified. So the midfield, I don't have a problem with it. Xhaka, the donkey work. Thomas Partey, the donkey work is kind of a little bit of a risk, but you can't risk having Thomas Partey out and Odegaard out. That would be quite a big change in midfield. So one change to the midfield is Odegaard out. So anyone asking me what is happening with Martin Odegaard, this is what I'm going to say. All right, this is what I'm going to tell you. Martin Odegaard picked up a knock in training. I'm not really sure how you pick up a knock in training on the last day of training, on the last day before. I don't know. Has he gone for Norway for the Norwegian national team? I'm not really sure. But according to the Athletic, he's picked up a slight knock, but nothing to be worried about. Okay. Up front, let's look at the lineup. Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and Bukayo Saka. Quite interesting one. Quite a very, very interesting one here. Because it is unchanged, right? The battle between Aaron Hickey and Gabriel Martinelli is one to watch. The battle between Bukayo Saka and Rico Henry is one to watch as well. But the battle I want to see is Gabriel Jesus versus Christopher Ayer or Ben Mee. And the reason is both of these centre-backs, Christopher Ayer and Ben Mee, lack the pace. Gabriel Jesus is a very quality player. And one of the things that make him a very quality player is the pace. So we need to thrive off the pace of Gabriel Jesus. They kind of play a high line where when they are in position. So there are going to be those moments, right, when when they're known, when they are in position, where they're playing that kind of semi-half line, right, semi-high line, not very high to the center, but again, not very deep to their penalty area, in between them. So you need those short counterattacks. And of course, we know Arsenal have the speed and we have the quality in Xhaka and Partey and Vieira to play, to initiate those short counterattacks. So the moment we can create those short passes, those quick combinations, and then get in behind that defense, the speed of Gabriel Jesus, Saka, and Martinelli is going to be key. I want to see the battle. I'm really, really waiting to see the battle between Gabriel Jesus and Ben Mee. Ben Mee is no fast centre back, but one of the attributes here is very good in the air. So I don't expect Arsenal to be thinking we're going to score from set pieces, we're going to score from corners and dead ball situations. It might not be the game. It might not be the game. So Gabriel Jesus and Ben Mee plus Christopher Aya, interesting to watch, because Jesus loves drawing himself and excluding himself from the penalty area, just adding to the midfield. That allows a lot of space for Martinelli and Saka to come inside, and that will allow Kieran Tierney and Ben White to use the wide areas. If we can do that, Brentford are going to be in a lot of trouble. But for me, the game is going to be won with Gabriel Martinelli and Aaron Hickey, because Martinelli is it's a speed merchant. We know that. Aaron Hickey is a speed merchant. Actually, if Brentford are going to score, I'm going to predict this. This is my prediction. I'll say we will react to this in the match reaction. One of the goals Brentford are going to score will come from Aaron Hickey's side. If they score one or more than one of those goals is going to be created by Aaron Hickey. They will have chances created by Aaron Hickey. He's a very superb fullback, absolutely superb fullback. But again, if they're going to concede, one of the goals they will concede will come from the side of Aaron Hickey, and this is the mathematics. When players like Aaron Hickey are on the ball, most of their concentration is going forward, creating chances, just like Trent Alexander-Arnold. So they will leave themselves very exposed. And like I said, Martinelli has the pace, Gabriel Jesus has the pace, Saka has the pace. And you look at the combinations and how Arsenal interchange their positions and passes, it just makes you feel Arsenal have a lot to exploit in this game. So that front three is going to be a very big problem for Brentford. I think that is how it's going to play out. Brentford will be sitting back for some parts of the game, and then Arsenal will be sitting back for some parts of the game. If any team dominates the midfield for more than 20 minutes in this game, out of the 90 minutes, if any team dominates the midfield for more than 20 minutes, they are going to win the game. Honestly, any team that dominates the midfield for more than 20 minutes is going to win this game. But of course, in the comment section, what is your prediction? I did go for, what was my prediction? Was it a 3-2 Arsenal? Yeah, it was a 3-2 Arsenal. And I'm sticking by that. Yes, we do not have Martin Odegaard. That would mean that I deduct one goal, right? Because we don't have the maestro. We don't have the architect. And we're going to miss Martin Odegaard's architecture, that brain, right? Thomas Frank was speaking about Martin Odegaard and said, currently, you think about one of the best strikers, one of the best creators in the game, in the Premier League, you can't drop Martin Odegaard. And I agree. I 100% agree. He's phenomenal. He's absolutely phenomenal. Hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for me, guys. Let's keep on hitting the like button. Let's get to your predictions. Christopher Chan says, when will Odegaard return? Now, according to what I've seen, it is not something serious. If you will be very vigilant in the Norwegian squad, he will be in the Norwegian squad, and he will be playing in the UEFA Nations League. I think what Mikel has done is Odegaard can be replaced by Fabio Vieira. We don't need to rush him. I will not trash him. That is what he's done. And I'm okay with it. I'm absolutely okay with it. Absolutely okay with it. I'm absolutely okay with that. Okay. Lewis Fatima says, is Marquinhos on the bench? Of course, guys. I think he's becoming a beloved, right? He's becoming a beloved player for Mikel Arteta. What happened to Odegaard? Odegaard has picked up a knock during warm up today. Fazola Anu says 3-1, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3. I expect this one to be a goal-scoring game. Of course, Arsenal have really done well in terms of making sure that we don't concede a lot of goals. Brentford do concede goals, really. They're not well protected defensively. So if Arsenal can score 3, we win this game. So 3-1, 2-1. Sylvester says it's a 2-1. Abidemi says not a bad lineup. Honestly, it's not a bad lineup. It's not a bad lineup. The only part I miss here is Zinchenko. If I have Zinchenko and Thomas Partey, Fabio Vieira is all right, in my opinion. Fabio Vieira is all right. And this is going to be this is going to be a kind of game that just shines on Fabio Vieira. We're going to see much of Fabio Vieira. We're going to see what exactly is he all about. He's playing around the best Arsenal 11, and he's playing around the best quality we have in the side. So he's got to show us, the quality he possesses. Hit the like button for me. Kalim says squad depth is still wahala due to those injuries. Squad depth is not anything we are near to perfection. Squad depth is not anything Arsenal are near to perfection. And with all these games coming in, look, we've already suffered 12 injuries this season. Odegaard has picked up an injury. Smith-Rowe has picked up an injury. Pat has already picked up an injury. Zinchenko has picked up an injury. Ben White has picked up an injury at some point in some stage in time. We had an injury with Saka. We've literally had injuries all over this campaign. So I think with squad depth, it is something that you go on building slowly. You build your starting 11, then you start thinking about players that will give you that kind of quality when your starting 11 is not available. So we are not anywhere close to starting to quality, to a quality squad depth. Hello, Kosi. How are you doing? Wilson, hope you're doing well. Ivan says Arsenal 3-1, Brentford, listening in from Oman. Thank you so much. Kalim says squad depth is still a problem. And then Anna says, go Gunners. Now, I really don't understand the first language, but it says go Gunners. That is quite interesting. Alphonse says, seriously, Arsenal medical team should change. Look, the problem is not our medical team. These injuries that we are suffering from are just a share of the cake. Every team is going to share their part of the cake. Injuries are going to be much this campaign. The games are really coming in thick and fast. In August, 5 games. In August, in the Premier League, 6 games, right? 6 games in August. That's a lot of football to play, guys. That's a lot of football to play. And remember, we played more games than any other team in preseason. You should remember that. We played. Anyway, your predictions in the comment section, please. Your predictions. What are your predictions? So, injuries are affecting Liverpool already. They're affecting so many clubs already. And look, any club that doesn't have squad depth, if your 11 is your skeleton, there is no hope for you this campaign. In October, we have 9 fixtures. 9 fixtures in October, including hosting Spurs and Liverpool. So can you imagine that? Can you imagine? You have Liverpool, you have Spurs. 2 very high competitive games. So look, for me, the injuries are not from our medical team. The injuries, apart from the Thomas Partey one, because I can't understand that one. I don't understand that one really well. The Thomas Partey injury. Someone needs to answer why Thomas Partey's recurring injury is actually not going away. I mean, someone needs to answer to us about that. Anu says 3-1. Brian says, how I pray we win this game. Look, everybody prays that we win the game. Honestly, Sylvester says Arsenal 2-1. Let's see some of more of your comments. Let me try to refresh. Okay, Anu says, injury is part of the game, and this is expected. More injuries in EPL because of more matches. Exactly. Can you believe that some of the games that have been postponed are going to be shifted to January or February? More games in January, more games in February, more games in December, and the World Cup in fucking November, December. It's hilarious. And UEFA have the guts to play a UEFA Nations League. It's this is the highest level of hypocrisy I've seen from these governing bodies. They want more money at the expense of players' health and fitness. Honestly. Emmanuel says Ghana's all the way. Ronnie K says, Kosi, leave the far. Let's deal with today. I don't want you to destroy my day. All right. Absolutely. Let's get into the game. I think Arsenal are gonna win this one. So I'm actually geared up. Honestly, let's not talk about those fixtures that are coming up. Let's speak about today. True, I want Arsenal to win. I'm optimistic we can win, but it's not a very easy game. Okay, Cubs says this must be a win game if we are to remain competitive. If we drop any point today, we are done. Remember Spurs and Liverpool soon. 3-1 for Arsenal. Everyone has been talking about this Arsenal side being untested. Everyone has been talking about this Arsenal side lacking true competition. If we do not want to become the laughing stock of the Premier League, there is an easy avenue out. Beat Brentford. Brentford have beaten Manchester United 4-0. Brentford have only lost one game this campaign. Brentford score goals. Brentford are now classified as one of the quality Premier League sides. If you beat Brentford, you're done. You're absolutely done. So for me, look, it's a reality test. Man United could have come a little bit too early because you think about the emotions, you think about the preparation that is going to be involved in that fixture, and you think about how everyone is going to pump up. It might have come a little bit earlier. But the game that has not come early is Brentford. Look, we cannot keep on playing sides that are underrated. We need to also beat sides that are rated. We need to start beating well-coached sides, well-managed sides, organized sides. And Brentford, for me, is one of those sides. So big game for Mikel Arteta, big game for the players. Can we bounce back? That is one question, right? Can we bounce back? It's not all about Arsenal going to win this game. Arsenal going to. There's going to be an emotional part to play. Do the players have the resilience? Does Mikel Arteta have the resilience, to come at Brentford after losing to Man United, after taking almost 2 weeks off without football? Can we come back and pick up from where we started, or where we ended? Because for me, the last time I remember, we played Aston Villa and beat them 2-1. I don't remember any other results. That FC Zurich result, disgusting for me. If it was 4-1, it would have been a good result, but not a good game for me. Not a very, very good game. And Mikel Arteta was not happy as well. So James says, what happens with Martin Odegaard? Just a slight knock. Just a slight knock. So I'll be checking up with the Norway, that Norwegian squad, and see whether he's gonna be part of it. James, okay. Ivan says, thanks, Kosi. I think Arsenal is going to face problems in October due to many matches, and they don't have enough players. I mean, we could pick some players on the streets. That is an option. We could pick some players from the street. Honestly, I mean, picking up players that are out of contract. That is what I'm meaning. Gerard says, guys, where is Martin Odegaard? Yeah, I understand. But Odegaard has picked up an injury. Not available today. All right. Hi, Kosi, well done. Says Oluranti. How are we doing, Oluranti? A long time. Says, well done. Arsenal must win today's match. Spurs and City won yesterday. Look, I think the pressure of being on top of the table is now mounting. And it is in situations like this where the teams below you win prior to you playing, and the pressure is now on. I don't know if this Arsenal side is thinking about going into international break on top of the table, but if they are, then this makes this game more difficult, and it adds value to the game as well. It honestly adds value to the game, because I'm here thinking, if we don't win, we are 2 points behind Spurs and City, right? So if we do not win, havoc, absolute havoc, absolute havoc. If we don't win this game, absolute havoc. Yeah. So just one more time, let's look at the lineups, and then we will call it a live stream. We'll be back for the match reaction, player ratings, Mikel Arteta's press conference, and everything. In goal, we've gone with Aaron Ramsdale. That's what Mikel Arteta decided. A back four of Kieran Tierney, Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, and Benjamin White. A midfield three, Xhaka, Thomas Partey makes his return, and Fabio Vieira has his first ever Arsenal start. In the Premier League. Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and Bukayo Saka is the unchanged front three from all the 6 Premier League games we've played this campaign. Thomas Frank has also made some changes to the Brentford side that will play today. David Raya is still in goal. Aaron Hickey, Christopher Ayer comes in centre back ahead of Potas Janssen, who will be in midfield. Ben Mee is in centre back. Rico Henry as well. Now, the midfield three, Potas Janssen, Janet, and Jensen. One player has been dropped, and that is Christian Nogard, Brand Buemo, Ivan Toney, and Josh Da Silva. That means Johan Wissa will not be starting in this game up top as well. So those are the starting lineups. Your predictions, I've already taken them. I hope you guys enjoy the game. I'll see you very, very soon. Hit the like button. As always, come on you Gunners.